On this channel, I spend the majority of my time talking about the free recruitment software that we're building for freelance recruiters and small recruitment businesses. But in this video today, I'm going to do something slightly different and talk about how much you can potentially earn if you make that move into becoming a freelance recruiter. And the reason that I wanted to do this is because I think, as well as giving you updates on the free software that we're building, I think it's important to try and give you other value adds that might help you in that journey of becoming a recruitment business owner or freelance recruiter. If you're somebody that's new to the gig hire platform and is interested in taking a look at what is available in the free recruitment software, I definitely recommend that you check out our YouTube channel. At time of recording, I think we have 66 or 67 videos that are available up there that run you through exactly what the product does and what features are available in the free version of the software. But that's enough of talking about the platform for now. Let's jump back into the topic of this video and talk about how much you can potentially earn as a freelance recruiter. Now, this video was inspired by a blog that we wrote recently, which was called How Much Do Freelance Recruiters Make? And if you're somebody that is detail orientated and you want to go through things in a little bit more depth, I will attach a link in the comments of this video to the blog so that you can go and take a look at it, because it will cover in a little bit more detail some of the key points that I'm going to talk about today. But in this video, I plan to just go over the surface level stuff. So like I say, if you're somebody that's interested in picking up a little bit more detail on the topic, definitely go and check that out. As I say, the link will be in the comments of this video. If you're somebody that is new to recruitment, or you're somebody that's working in an agency and you are thinking of stepping out to either work as a freelance recruiter or start to build your own recruitment business, one of the big questions on your mind, arguably maybe the most important question, is going to be, how much can I potentially make? And unfortunately, there is no simple answer. It's quite a hard one to give you an exact figure. And the reason for that is because your earning potential is uncapped. Now, the majority of the freelance recruiters that use the gig platform that we speak to, they work with their clients on a contingency basis, which put simply means that you only get paid when a candidate is hired, which means if you're placing lots of candidates every month, your earning potential is going to be high. But if you're placing no candidates, your earning potential is going to be zero, which is the big risk that you run when you go freelance, because you're giving up that guaranteed salary that you make when you're working at a recruitment agency. If you do decide to become a freelance recruiter, one of the big value adds to stepping out on your own is that you become your own boss, which becomes quite empowering because you make your own decisions and you're in control of how you spend your time, and you keep 100% of everything you earn, which is fantastic. But also the negative, like I've just mentioned, is that if there is no money coming in, you don't have a guaranteed salary. So I would always recommend that if you're somebody that's new to industry, one of the first things you can do is spend some time working for a recruitment agency. Go and learn how the industry works. Go and learn how the role works and get a feel for if it's going to be really something for you, because that's going to mitigate your risk. If you go in and work for an agency for a couple of years, pick up some skill sets, some understanding and some knowledge around how the industry operates, that's going to give you a better chance when you step out on your own of being successful and making money immediately, rather than having that situation where you're not sure if you've got any money coming in from one month to the next. So now let's talk around some of the numbers of what you could potentially earn if you are going to break away and you're going to move into becoming a freelance recruiter. We put a little bit of time into digging around online to try and find some data around averages of what recruiters would earn in both the UK and the US. And these numbers they're actually quite hard to come by. So we've got some numbers for you that I'm going to share. We also then had a conversation, did a little survey with some of the recruiters on the gig platform to understand what it is that they're earning currently. And I'll share all of that with you, which will hopefully give you a little bit of a guide and a feel for what it is that you could potentially make in your first year in recruitment as a freelancer. So to kick things off, we started by taking a look at what you could potentially earn as a freelance recruiter based out in the United States. And the first place that we looked was Glassdoor. And the figures that we got back from Glassdoor was that you could earn between $90,000 to $100,000 a year working as a freelance recruiter. We then took a look at a website called salary.com, which came back with a median for freelance recruiters based out in the USA of $60,000. So there's quite a range there. Salary.com thinks that roughly freelance recruiters in the USA earn in and around $60,000, whereas Glassdoor thinks closer to $90,000 to $100,000. But like I've said a couple of times, as it's uncapped earnings for you, you could potentially earn way higher than that or way less than that as well. So to provide a little bit of extra context for you, we also took a look at Glassdoor and salary.com for the figures of what you could potentially earn as a recruiter working in an agency if you do decide that you're first going to step into an agency to pick up some experience there. And Glassdoor came in at a figure of $78,000, so they're reporting slightly less than what you could potentially earn as a freelance recruiter. And salary.com came in at $60,000, which again is exactly the same as the figure that they gave for freelance potential earnings in the USA as well. So $60,000 as a freelancer or $60,000 working in agency. But this is going to vary based on the recruitment agency that you work for, the industry you're in, the area of the USA that you're in. So again, those numbers could fluctuate. So we then decided to take a look at the UK as well to try and see if we could understand what the potential earning opportunity is for freelance recruiters based in the UK. And these numbers were harder to come by, but what we did manage to dig up is that Glassdoor was given an estimate of between $54,000 to £100,000 a year as a freelance recruiter in the UK, which again is quite a variance. So you could fall anywhere in that figure. But like I mentioned with the US numbers, where you have uncapped potential earnings, you could make more than 100,000 and obviously less than 54 as well. So like we did with the US, we also decided to take a look at the figures for what you could potentially earn if you decide to work for a recruitment agency in the UK. And Glassdoor came back with a figure of average salary of £50,000 a year, whereas we were looking at websites like Indeed and Reed that were predicting or estimating you can earn about 30,000 as a starting salary for recruitment agencies in the UK. So to round it all off, we decided to run a short survey with 50 of the freelance recruiters that are currently using GigHire's free recruitment software, which I obviously mentioned at the start of this video. And this survey was just to see how they had found things, the market and their earnings in 2023, because I feel like there's been an overall downward trend in the recruitment industry this year, with recruiters picking up less work and having less opportunity. But after speaking with these 50, what came around is that 52% of those have still earned the same as what they did in previous years. And again, that 52% had been within $10,000 of the $100,000 a year figure that they're looking to earn working as a freelance recruiter. So hopefully you've got a little bit of value from this video today in terms of understanding what you could potentially earn as a freelance recruiter if you do decide to break out on your own or go to start your own recruitment agency. But I just want to caveat the numbers that I've quoted in this video, because as I've mentioned a couple of times, earnings are uncapped if you do decide to move away. So if you're somebody that is really good at what you do, you can earn a hell of a lot more than what I've quoted in the figures today. And at the same time, you also need to take into consideration things like location and industry, because if you're in different countries operating in different industries around the world, there's also going to be some flux there as well. However, if you're somebody that is still watching, I do appreciate you sticking around till the end of the video. Do feel free to like and subscribe to this channel if you're somebody that's interested in keeping up to date with our free recruitment software. We push video updates every single week which talk about the new features and the new developments of that product. And I will stick another link in the comments to the product if you want to check it out today. And I will also attach a link to the blog as well, so you can read that in further detail.